Welcome to the Water Guys podcast. My name is Louis Borges. Joining me as always, my good friend and business partner, Mr. Shane McCarthy. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. I mean, I'm breathing hydrogen in at a ridiculous rate. How could I not be doing well?
Exactly. Doesn't get much better than that. And today we want to not only cover hydrogen, we've done some previous episodes on bottles. What is hydrogen? What are the benefits health-wise, things like that. Today we want to get into full spectrum therapy. So there are some systems on the market, ours being one of them, that allows you to get every possible mode of absorption of hydrogen there is, that being drinking water, inhalation, bathing, and, eye therapy, ear therapy, scalp therapy. I mean, you name it, we have it all. So we're going to break down a little bit on what these systems do, how they can maybe help you with your particular health conditions, and also some comparisons to others on the market, price, features, everything else. And we've also got some cool video clips from Gary Brecka, who's very popular online. He recently visited Joe Rogan and chatted about hydrogen therapy as well. So we're going to break all that down and make it simple and easy to digest. So full spectrum hydrogen therapy. Let's get started. Some of you are looking at us like we're speaking Greek. Hopefully by the end of the episode, you will be on the same page as us. And if not, reach out to us. We are happy to answer any questions you have. We even do video chats and demonstrations. In fact, Shane's got his Tech Pro 900 rocking right now. So we're going to show you what it looks like and all the accessories that it comes with. So let's get started. There it is right there in Tech 4 Health headquarters where Shane's broadcasting from. And I'm in the skyscraper pad right now. So let's get started. This is Gary Brecka on an overview of hydrogen, the benefits of inhaling the gas and drinking the water.
I want to take a little deep dive into hydrogen water and hydrogen gas in general and some of the benefits in the human body. So hydrogen is everywhere. It's very tiny, it's very light, and it has some really, really unique properties. One of them is its property to act like an antioxidant and reduce inflammation. When we look at the evidence on hydrogen water, because there are a lot of pundits out there saying that hydrogen gas in water has no effects in the human body. Nothing could be further from the truth. Studies have explored the use of hydrogen in various age-related inflammatory conditions like osteoarthritis, neurodegenerative diseases, and sepsis, where it may help alleviate tissue damage and improve functional outcomes. This is very real science. Hydrogen gas has tremendously positive benefits in the human body. One of the reasons why I'm really advocating for hydrogen water, so you can get them to...
So that's an overview on why hydrogen is good. The system we're going to be discussing today is our Tech Pro 900. So this is a machine that's based on over 20 years of Japanese research. They use it in hospitals, nursing homes, wellness clinics, you name it. People use it. Multiple users can use this at the same time. So a quick overview, as Gary mentioned, anti-inflammation and things like that. Oxidative stress is sort of the root cause of most disease. Your cells begin, developing higher levels of oxidation than they should. They may not be as efficient at removing that oxidation. So it then leads to inflammation. With inflammation, you have all kinds of diseases that can come from it. So the main benefits of this being cardiovascular and organ health, neural health, disease prevention. There's even studies saying that hydrogen gas can prevent Alzheimer's and cognitive decline. We include eye, ear, and H2 water attachments, so you can drink the water as well as bathe in the water. This can also give you benefits in regulating your blood sugar levels, antioxidant, anti-aging benefits, improved memory, cognition, again, reduction of inflammation, things like asthma, allergies, arthritis. The list is vast. There's 3,000 studies on molecular hydrogen, helping upwards of 300 different disease models. It is a safe, non-toxic way of, reducing that oxidative stress and removing inflammation from your body. Even things like vitamin C that we're all familiar with and are, pretty confident and safe. If you had 20,000 milligrams a day, it would become toxic. So there are very few things on the market you can take that are selective antioxidants that can choose the bad free radicals and leave the good ones intact. And hydrogen is one of those very things that can do it. Quick video rundown on our system. Shane, it looks like you got something on your mind. I'll let you go before we run our next clip.
Well, I was just going to say about how the difference with vitamin C being a very commonly known antioxidant is for every action, there's a reaction. And many antioxidants have pro-oxidative properties to it. Hydrogen does not. And another thing that Gary mentioned in the video is hydrogen is everywhere. I mean, it's in 90% of all matter. And we'll get into on top of what I think is the biggest benefit to hydrogen outside of it being an antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. But let's watch this video first.
Yeah, so this is our Tech Pro 900. It's a quick overview of the system, the accessories it includes. Now, when I made this little commercial, we hadn't included some of the additional things we have now. Initially, our system came with the inhaling cannulas like Shane's wearing. You had the eye therapy goggles. You had the ear therapy head cups, and you had the water rod, a stainless steel nano bubble water rod. We've now since included a PET attachment. We are the world's first PET-compatible hydrogen and oxygen device. And we've also included an extension hose so that you can use it in the bath without having to have your machine in close proximity. You get a 9-foot hose to go with that. So essentially now we have created the world's first PET-compatible multi-user. You can use 2 people at the same time. You can switch up your therapies. You can inhale and use the goggles, or one person can be using the ears while you're using the goggles. We call it a 4-in-1, but it's actually like a 13-in-1 with all the different things to do with it.
Yeah, they use their.
And again, we're going to get back to more of the science and stuff that goes behind it. But here is our baby, the Tech Pro 900.
That's what I love about hydrogen. That video was recorded not too long ago, but long enough ago that we need to make some changes in that, because more has come out. More has come out, not only as mentioned before with our machine, but just in hydrogen in general. Every day a new study or meta-analysis comes out supporting the benefits of hydrogen. And going back to what I was saying before the video, my favorite thing about hydrogen, the fact that it's a selective, unique antioxidant, is phenomenal. It acts as an anti-inflammatory, amazing, because that is inflammation and oxidative stress is the culprit behind most of today's illnesses. But I think there's a controller of that culprit, and it's an imbalance at a cellular level. That is what I have, in the over a decade that I've been in this industry, have found to be the most fascinating aspect about hydrogen, is its ability to reestablish a balance in our cells that many of us have lost. And when you have a machine like this that creates the hydrogen on demand as much as you need whenever you need it, you're able to maintain that balance going forward. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff.
And you were mentioning the abundance of hydrogen. It's number 1 on the periodic elements table. It is the smallest, lightest atom in the planet, and it's in the universe, I should say, and it is very willing to react with things. Most of the compounds we have in the world have some type of hydrogen bond in them. So in a nutshell, what we're doing is we're dissolving hydrogen either into water or just inhaling the gas. but that's hydrogen that's unbonded. So a lot of people say, what do you mean hydrogen water? There's hydrogen in water. It's H2O. That's correct, but it's bonded as H2O. The hydrogen is not available because it is in tandem with an oxygen molecule. So by hitting it with electricity, you now split it into gas. It is looking for something to very quickly react with. So when you inhale the gas or you drink the water, you now have things like the hydroxyl radical, which is the most cell damaging free radical in the human body. Hydrogen neutralizes that into plain water. So it is basically looking for these neutral particles that have neither a positive or negative charge. Hence, our bodies can't expel them. Hydrogen is very good at bonding with those free radicals, free meaning unbonded. Therefore, it's an easy way to remove that from your system with zero side effect whatsoever. The main modalities are drinking the water, inhaling the gas, and also topically bathing in it. And some people even do IVs. With all the other modalities, I don't know why you would, because you basically get the same benefit from drinking and inhaling. But if you did want to do hydrogen IV, you could certainly use our system to enrich that water and then have that on an IV drip. I know vitamin C bars are becoming more and more popular, people getting glutathione drips and things like that. You could certainly do hydrogen the same way. The main benefits being obviously drinking the water. The initial thing is going to be your stomach and digestive health and all the organs in that immediate area. Whereas when you inhale it, you have more of a neural effect, your heart, your lungs, people with respiratory issues, and it can very quickly cross that blood-brain barrier. So both are good, both give different benefits. I mean, if people are just drinking hydrogen water only, that's okay too, because at least you're getting it and it's doing its job. If you really want to maximize the therapy, then you want to intake it in as many possible ways as you can. And we mentioned our system comes with the inhalation features, the drinking water features, the bathing water features, eye therapy, ear therapy. So basically any disease or ailments or areas people want to improve, we have an attachment for that.
And the cool thing is like you can talk about disease and ailments and stuff like that, but on the other end of things, professional athletes are using hydrogen therapy to take their game to the next level. That extra 0.5% or 1% better makes the difference between winning the championship or not, or winning the gold medal or not. So that's huge for them. And I mean, the way I look at it with doing hydrogen therapy, undoubtedly, absolutely the most beneficial, the most convenient way of getting hydrogen is from having it in your water, because we always are going to need to drink water anyways. Having hydrogen rich water is phenomenal, and it is going to help with gut health primarily when it comes to drinking water, which is something that a lot of us really do need some assistance with. The whole reason we need hydrogen is because we've damaged our guts from the foods that we eat, the drinks that we drink, the air that we breathe over time. We've done some pretty significant damage, and that's why our bodies are completely out of balance. Our bodies aren't even creating the amount of hydrogen that they are supposed to. So supplementing with hydrogen has never been more important, and doing it with the Tech Pro 900, because like you said, it really depends on what it is you're going for. Whatever it is you're going for, you can achieve that with Tech Pro 900. The only thing is, especially for drinking and bathing, is we don't want to make sure that you have some proper filtration for the water that you're bubbling the gas into. But as things go for full spectrum hydrogen therapy machines, I mean, you just can't get any better than that. Like, what are some of the other products on the market like?
Yeah, so there's a lot of other products, especially now the US and Canada, it's an emerging market. The issue with a lot of them being some of them are too small, so they don't produce a therapeutic dose of hydrogen. Even if you sat on it for 3 or 4 hours a day, which nobody should ever have to do to get a therapy, you still wouldn't be receiving enough. Also, those machines of a lower flow would never be able to work in a bathtub situation. A, they don't come with the correct accessories to do it. And B, it would never have the power to enrich a large enough volume of water, whereas a higher flow unit like ours would. There are some units on the other spectrum that are way higher flow. We're talking $15,000, $20,000 machines that is far greater than you as a single person would ever be able to absorb. And essentially, unless you're a clinic that wants to hook up 4 people at a time, that's overkill. So there is a sweet spot. It's right around the 900 to 1,000 milliliters per minute. Therapeutic doses right now are anywhere from, they say 120 to 240 milligrams per liter. or milliliters per minute, I should say, in terms of drinking. But
Yep.
studies are coming out all the time stating that more is actually more beneficial. And in 2 years' time, we may be saying, hey, anything less than 900 milliliters is really not sufficient. So there's the low end, the middle end, and also we were the first ones to sell this product in our area. There are a few other companies that are selling it now for more than double the price. We'll show you examples of that. And even companies that have caught on to the hydrogen bathing aspect of things. And they're making machines that are like $7,000 to $15,000 with one function. They just make hydrogen bath. You can't inhale it. You can't drink
Crazy,
it.
man.
And we'll show you examples of that too. So let's get to the Joe Rogan episode that recently aired with Gary Brecka.
Yes.
Yeah, he was talking about hydrogen bath and his wife.
Yep.
I have two
It was
clips,
very-
one after the other.
Yeah, it was
And,
very convenient timing based off of one of the clips that you're going to show.
Yeah. So here's Gary Brecka discussing hydrogen bathing.
I have literally put people into these tubs. I'm kidding you not, crippled with arthritis, and they will skip out of my unit like they won the lottery. It's incredible. I mean,
So transdermal reduction of inflammation in joints from these
Yes.
hydrogen bombs.
mm-hmm.
How long does it last?
Or from a hydrogen bath. You can get these. You can get these machines. I mean, one for your house is about $7,500, $8,000. They make some that make nanoparticles or nanobubbles, which are about 1/500th the diameter of a human pore. So if you run these things on your face, it'll actually push all the sebum out of your skin.
And then here's the second clip to that.
When I bathe in that hydrogen gas, so my wife Sage had a really bad car accident right before we met 10 years ago, and she severely damaged her spine, her L5S1, and ended up having to have a spinal fusion. And so her L5S1 is fused, and even though she's thin, she's fit, she gets a lot of low back pain, and when her back pain flares up, there's no chance she's sleeping. But when we put her into that hydrogen nanobath, I mean, 25 minutes in there, she sleeps like a little baby. And it's very calming, too. It's that shifting you from that sympathetic state, that kind of fight or flight, to that parasympathetic state of rest and digest. You can feel that the effects of that hydrogen gas when it goes transdermal and starts to relax you, feels.
So I made a quick video for a friend about a week ago who's like, tell me about this hydrogen bath. He knows nothing about hydrogen. So I was having one myself as he messaged me. I'm like, I'll make you a quick little video. So here's what it looks like at my setup of how I do the hydrogen bath. And we can chat about it after. All right. So here is the ultimate hydrogen bath. So this is our inhalation system. It's called Tech Pro 900. So you can inhale pure hydrogen gas or pure oxygen, or you can combine the two and you can have what's called Brown's gas. But I like to use these in the bath as well. So what I have is an extension cable, big long hose running into my bathtub. And as you can see, this is a water stone. So normally you use this to make hydrogen water for drinking. But with the extension hose, you run it into your bath and you let that soak, and it will make the entire bath hydrogen. And then I put in some of our bath tablets here. These are magnesium bath tablets that release hydrogen, and it's a game changer in terms of stiffness and soreness and things like that. So I let it run while I'm filling the tub, and then I stop it just short of where I want it to be. I let it bubble for about 10 minutes, make the whole bath hydrogen water, and then I leave it running. When I sit in it, and I put the little bubbler behind my back. It seems to get rid of my back stiffness. So this is the new way of doing hydrogen therapy. It's through the skin, and it makes a big difference. So that's my personal preference. You notice I had a hose coming down. So I've hooked up one of our 22-stage shower filters, which is this bad boy here. It just goes before the shower head. It adds vitamin C, vitamin E, selenium. It even makes hydrogen as well. So that is our spare bath where we bathe our 3-year-old daughter who has bad eczema. Not only does the shower filter very good for that eczema, the magnesium in those bath bombs that you heard Gary Brecka mentioning, some of them are like a bigger ball. Essentially, it's elemental magnesium mixed with fruit acids in the presence of water. They effervesce and bubble just like an Alka-Seltzer would, but the gas coming out of that reaction is hydrogen. So you're getting a dose of highly absorbable ionic magnesium, which absorbs better than just about any other form, but you also get the hydrogen as well. I like to combine some Epsom salts as well in there. And, 15, 20 minutes in one of those baths, you can actually feel the difference. And in fact, our good friends at Human Garage, who we're affiliated with, they were showing
Love
one of
Human Garage.
their, what's that? Sorry?
I love Human Garage. They're amazing.
Yeah,
They're helping
one of
millions
our
of
biggest
people around.
supporters.
Helping millions of people around the world. We love being partnered with them, being able to help everybody in the community, and especially in the way that we can, as we make it a lot more affordable, we're able to then donate back and support the group themselves. And yeah, it's great stuff. I love this video.
Yeah, so they created a video. Gary Lynham, who is the founder of Human Garage, this is his new favorite machine, as he'll say in this video here. And there's some other people that he's been showing it to and creating some videos. So this is somebody who's never experienced a hydrogen bath. What he's doing, he's actually sitting in a whirlpool tub inhaling. So that in itself is another way of doing a hydrogen bath. You can inhale the gas while soaking, but you can also bubble the gas directly into the water, as I showed you in my video, and absorb it transdermally as well. So here is somebody who's never had a hydrogen bath experiencing for the first time and was pleasantly surprised.
Dude, this is nuts. This is like, I don't even feel the body weight in my body right now.
This hydrogen bath has been a game changer for me. This actually is my new favorite machine because you can put hydrogen in water, you can twice that of an ionizer. You can breathe it, you get the oxygen, you can put it in your eyes, put it in your ears. There's a lot of different things that you can do with it, right?
You feel a bit high when you're in here?
Yeah! I didn't want to tell you. You're going to be high because your stress is dropping so fast in your body that your perception is high.
It literally feels like I'm getting body work done.
Yeah. What do you notice so far?
My skin does feel awesome. I feel like my skin is lighter, like it feels flow underneath the skin. I'm actually like blown away at how I feel right now. Like it really does feel like I'm this this balloon that just expanded.
So
Pretty cool stuff.
It's awesome to see that. And we've experienced that with our colleagues and people who have purchased our systems. They're sending us video clips and texts saying, like, these are all the things I'm noticing. And it's amazing because all these people come from different walks of life. They're in different stages of health. Some of them, as you mentioned, are triathlon, Olympic athletes. Some people have struggled with inflammation, arthritis. Some people have cancer. They're trying to use this to either help with the treatments or to help with their mitochondrial function and cell reproduction. As we know, cancer is just bad cells making more bad cells. It breaks down to our cells should naturally die off at a certain rate anyways, called autophagy, or to eat oneself. So healthy cells know when their life cycle's over, they're consumed within the body and new cells are produced. But as our mitochondria doesn't function as well, as the oxidation increases, that on and off switch doesn't work as good. And now you have old disease cells sticking around longer than they should, hence visible signs of aging, wrinkles, poor skin. That's really just our body's inability to reproduce clean, healthy, good cells as efficiently as it did when we were younger. So by restoring that cellular balance, hydrogen isn't curative. It's not going to regrow a limb or cure cancer, but your body is an amazing tool and can fix most of the issues itself if it's given a fair chance. So by removing that abundance of oxidative stress, you get out of that snowball of inflammation producing more inflammation and on and on and on. It lets your body get back to a homeostasis where now things just work better. So most people report better sleeping, more energy, definitely better cognitive function, better memory, enhanced mood. You mentioned our gut bacteria. We know there's good gut bacteria and bad gut bacteria, but the good ones are what they refer to as hydrophiles, meaning hydrogen loving. So when you're drinking hydrogen water and inhaling hydrogen gas, you're actually feeding the beneficial bacteria in your gut. And even if you're taking a daily probiotic, that's just putting the bacteria in your intestines. You still have to cultivate and make that colony flourish to keep perpetuating, right? Taking one every day, if they're just dying because there's an overabundance of bad bacteria, you're not really getting ahead. So it's more than just take a probiotic and you're good. It's how do you facilitate and how do you create an environment that they can thrive in, a beneficial environment for those. And that's just for gut.
Yeah. it's something that I've talked about with many naturopaths and doctors, and it's what we call creating an optimal terrain. You know, we talk about bioavailability with different supplements and stuff like that. And sidebar, hydrogen will help your supplements become more bioavailable. And so for the health supplements that you're taking that you want to benefit your body, that you want to be bioavailable, definitely take them with hydrogen water. But what about making your body bioavailable, making it available and ready to take in what it's meant to take in, and also ready to kick out what it's not meant to take in? And this is that balance, that homeostasis that you achieve when you have hydrogen readily available and you're able to drink it on a regular basis, or breathe it in like I am while we have a conversation, or sleep while you breathe it, or take a nice bath, or all the different ways. It's kind of mind-blowing to me, the amount of different uses. And I mean, our new one here, I mean, how cool is this? This thing goes on your head.
Yes. So funny story about this. Shane sent me a message about 4 months ago and said, would there be a way to have hair or scalp therapy? Our system produces hydrogen, produces pure oxygen, as well as Brown's gas, which is also known as oxyhydrogen. Wouldn't it be great for people to enrich their scalp, help prevent hair loss, help strengthen and regrow hair? So it took me forever to develop it and figure it out. But we do, in fact, have it. You want to show it up there, Shane, or do you want to put it on? Yeah. I don't want you to mess up your fancy hair, but it might be cool.
Yeah, I don't know don't worry too much about that one.
So essentially what this is, there were other products on the market that just look like shower caps. But again, hydrogen being the smallest atom in the universe, it will very quickly and rapidly diffuse through anything. So we needed a way to trap the gas, but still give it a way to enter and exit without popping that sort of head balloon he's wearing. So the head seal around his forehead there, the blue that you're seeing, that is 100% medical grade silicone. So some people are allergic to latex, and we definitely don't want vinyl and PVC and plastic. So that is pure silicone. It creates a seal around your head. There's one hose that you plug into the machine, either the hydrogen side or the oxygen side. The gas will then flow, and there's another hose that acts as your exhaust. So fresh gas coming in, enriching your scalp. Some of it is escaping while the new is replacing. So it's measured.
And how cool do I look?
You look. Walk around like that all day, every day. It's better than your normal look.
Oh, yeah, I look like the Stay Fresh marshmallow guy, kind of, or like or maybe Chef Boyardee or something.
There you go. We use it when you're cooking.
It is really cool to be able to do this. I mean, whether this is going to make that big of a difference or not, time will tell. Yeah. But we can do it. And that's what I love the most about what we do at Tech for Health. That's why we call ourselves Tech for Health. We will always find you the technology that works best for your health. Yeah. Even if it takes 4 months to get one of these bad boys in, which I am very glad that we have now, because now I've got hydrogen going onto my scalp and into my hair and stuff, and I'm breathing in the oxygen.
Yeah, that's
cool.
Right. That's right. You could easily be doing the eye therapy as well. Our system does come with a little splitter. So that splitter allows two people to use the device at once. It also allows you to combine two different flows into one. And in essence, you could be using a hair therapy attachment. Your significant other could be using goggles or ear cups, or you could be using multiple attachments yourself. There's many, many ways of doing it. As we mentioned, bath is becoming a big thing.
People have treated their migraines with both the eye and ear attachments, both individually and combined.
Yeah, my wife is one of those people. She gets bad migraines. This won't eliminate the migraine, but according to her, she's about 85 to 90% better. So much to the point where she's functional, not just lying in a dark room with all the lights off and, suffering. And she also doesn't have to take strong medication. My wife is also 3 months pregnant right now, so she's not a big fan of popping a bunch of Advil. I mean, of course, FDA says it's safe. There's a lot of approved drugs in the market that they deem safe that actually aren't. And we really don't know the full effect of a lot of these things. So if you could err on the side of not having to take something, you should definitely not take something if you can avoid it. Obviously, if it's high blood pressure medication or blood thinners or things like that. There are meds that need to be taken.
There is a place. There's a place and a need for Western medicine, and what I will say to it is basically, your wife and yourself are very lucky to have a Tech Pro 900 and have hydrogen, because my son is 9 months old now, and hydrogen therapy was a very big aspect of not only my wife's pregnancy, but post-pregnancy, for breastfeeding and keeping her healthy while she keeps our son healthy while he grows.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Aside, it's just like, Advil's worse than, your vitamin C, but again, you take too much of that, you're going to start causing other sorts of problems. There are no adverse effects to you having hydrogen. You can sleep and breathe in hydrogen. There's a 10-hour timer on this machine. You can breathe it in all night long. Anything that your body doesn't need, you'll just breathe right out. Same thing with the water. Anything that your body doesn't need, it'll just expel out. Again, hydrogen, smallest element on the periodic table. The hydrogen molecule is the smallest molecule in the universe, and it will get wherever it needs to get, and that is a very good thing for us.
Yeah, and when we initially sold the system, we included these accessories here. So we have the stainless steel nano bubble rod, the ear therapy, the eye therapy, and it came with 2 cannulas. Since then, we now include the bath attachment, and we also include the world's first pet mask in both super small. This one here is only probably 2 or 3 inches wide, great for little dogs or cats. We have a slightly larger one that would work for medium-sized to large dogs. You could even use it for a human as well, because it is basically the size of our breathing apparatus in the front. So that comes free of charge. We did not increase our pricing. No. We just kept adding accessories and making the system better and better. And
let's be honest here. Is your dog going to breathe the hydrogen gas in? That's a solid maybe.
This is about training. I will do a video one day. I have trained my dog to, in fact, leave the mask on. It's very simple. Obviously, you need to start with a dog, and then you need to make it like any training, positive and reinforcement with treats. So it began with my dog sitting on the couch beside me while I just held the mask. I would put it on her nose for a few seconds and then give her a treat. Then a few seconds became 5 or 10 seconds. Then it was on there with the strap for a few minutes, treat. So within a week, I've worked my dog. Don't just start and try to catch your dog and force a mask on their face. They will run every time they see it if that's how you do it. But that will happen to a dog regardless of what you were training, right? That is sort of dog training 101. They need to see it as, hey, it's playtime. This is when I get rewarded for my behavior. So start slow, get them used to just having something on their nose. Right. And keep in mind too, for a smaller animal, like we can get a therapeutic dose on this machine in 25 minutes to 40 minutes. If you can get that on your dog's nose for 5 minutes, that's probably as much as they will need based on their size and their anatomy. So no one's expecting your dog to kick back in the bath with a mask on for an hour. We know that's not going to happen. But
there's some dogs out there. I've seen some of those dogs on TikTok that get those little spa treatments, and I don't know, maybe. Okay, so point proven. Okay, it's all in the training. Either way, it shows the versatility of this machine, because if you can't get your dog to breathe the hydrogen gas in, you will definitely be able to still give your dog hydrogen water and bathe your dog in the hydrogen water. And that will help immensely is, it seems as though there's a lot of different breeds that have similar problems. So for example, on the larger dog side of things, your Great Danes and Rotties and Dobermans, the ones that end up developing hip problems due to their size,
and heart problems.
And heart problems, of course. So that's where breathing and then hydrogen baths, but then of course drinking the hydrogen water is going to be very valuable as well. We had 2 people on the same day order the Tech Pro 900 right when we got our dog accessory in that have little Pomeranians. Both of those had or have alopecia, and I happened to see one of those dogs just last week, and their skin is getting way better from being able to, and I think she's just having have him drink the water right now. And so as we implement more and more training and stuff, they'll get better and better. And then again, for the breathing in, if pugs, Boston Terriers, Frenchies, French Bulldogs are not only very popular, but they are very expensive, and their lifetime is quite limited due to their breathing or lack thereof.
Yeah, and skin issues too. I have a friend who has a blue a French bulldog, which is the most expensive one you can get. They look gray, but they're referred to as blue.
Yep.
But it's
I know
also
the
a
color.
genetic defect that causes the coloration, and with that comes very bad skin. His ears get all crunchy. Like I saw him a month ago, and half of his nose had fallen off from just drying out and flaking off.
Gracious.
Apparently, it's very common. The dog was $4,000 from a breeder. They've spent well in excess of $10,000 or $15,000 at the vet maintaining this dog's life. Obviously, it's part member of your family. For some people,
you do it. It is crazy.
Yeah, so it gets expensive. But again, it's, family is family. Our pets are part of our family. If you can improve their lives I'm not saying go out and buy this machine just for your dog, although I'm sure we've had some people that have done that, but it's nice to know that you don't need to buy a machine to inhale, a machine to drink water, a machine for the bath, one for your pets. Now, there are specialized machines that are very good at what they do. We sell many of them, but this is the all-in-one system we recommend because you can get it in every possible way. And we talk about pricing. Let's get into the price. So here is our system here on our website, which is tech4health.ca. I'll put that up on the screen here. All our prices are in Canadian. So full price in this machine is roughly $3,100 US. We do give discounts. In fact, if you use discount code WaterGuys10, that'll get your price down to around $2,800 US. And if you compare that with another product, exact same machine in a black casing, they're selling this for, let me get my banner off the screen here, $6,500 US. After discounts, we're $2,800 and change, depending on the conversion, literally more than double the price. And there's another company that sells this for over $7,500 US. And they don't have the same accessories we do. You can't take a bath. You don't have the pet mask. And I believe they're limited in terms of even just the basic ones that come with the kit. So, these aren't cheap, but we buy them direct from the supplier. We sell them wholesale direct to the public. There is no middleman. We are more of a volume-based business model where we want to get these in the hands of people. Doesn't do us any good having 100 machines in a warehouse. We want customers to get them, use them, and start experiencing the benefit. So we're not concerned about, ripping people off, for lack of a better word. I mean, we know what these things cost and we know our margins. When you see companies selling it for double or triple, it's like we get a little upset because some people don't know. Some people, they're just trying to find information. They're doing their best online. There's a lot of false information, bad information. Sometimes you'll see a video where they'll show Gary Brecka talking about a water bottle, but the water bottle in the ad, when you click learn more, that's not Gary Brecka's water bottle. That's some cheap garbage you're going to buy on Temu for $40. So people are mixing good information and combining that with promoting products that don't even deliver what they're supposed to. So it's tough to navigate. We get it. And we are a resource as well. In fact, if you go to our website, tech4health.ca, we have links to the Molecular Hydrogen Institute where they don't sell any products, endorse any products. All they do is give you the straight goods on, here are the scientific studies. This is what science says the benefits are to hydrogen. So every one of our products we've developed with the intent that nobody should ever have to take our word for anything. Do your own research. We've tested every machine to say that what the manufacturer claims it can do. And in fact, the testing on our machine, we call it a Tech Pro 900, meaning it's 900 milliliters per minute total flow. Because water is H2O, you're always going to get double the amount of hydrogen as you will oxygen. So out of a 900 flow, you're getting 600 milliliters per minute of hydrogen and 300 milliliters per minute of oxygen. The actual test results are 670 milliliters of hydrogen and 320 milliliters of oxygen. So it's basically almost 1,000 milliliter per minute unit that we are selling. Again, half an hour to an hour, once or twice a day is more than enough to get a therapeutic dose. And when you combine it with things like our bath boosters, they can really, help boost things as well. We also have a full supplement line. Everything from pre-workout to magnesium tablets, age reversing. Tablets are an inexpensive way to get some hydrogen. If you don't want to make a big investment, you just want to try it. You drop one of these in a glass of water, it effervesces, producing hydrogen and very high concentrations.
I
And,
love how
heavy.
our bath tablets are called Relief. One of the things Gary was talking about when he was talking about his wife, how she sleeps like a baby after doing the hydrogen bath. Like when you drink hydrogen water, you're going to get a little bit more energy. When you bathe in it, you're going to relax like you never have before.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And here's Gary doing a quick clip on the tabs. Look at that. You are getting the full spectrum of hydrogen therapy now, my friend. She's inflated. So here's Gary Brecka on inexpensive tabs. Again, if you're interested in purchasing these tablets from our website, they are called Rejuvenation. We have them in blue raspberry, naturally flavored. There's nothing artificial in any of our products, but you can also get it in unflavored as well, just depending on what everybody prefers. So here is Gary Brecka on hydrogen tablets.
This is our new obsession, the H2 tabs. These are elemental magnesium tablets that effervesce into high part per million hydrogen water. You can get 12 parts per million, about 3, maybe even 4 times what a lot of the water bottles do. They're not as expensive. They're less than $1 a day, and it actually will help absorb your vitamins, your minerals, your amino acids even better than just taking them on your own.
Gives you a good clean energy too.
It really does.
So check that out if you want a cheap way of getting hydrogen in your system, and also check out our website. And lastly, I want to touch on a point you mentioned about starting with a good, clean, filtered water base. Yep. We talk about drinking water, but the elephant in the room is our drinking water is crap. And even if you're on a well, unless you, and most people I've had this discussion with said, well, I'm on well water, I'm good. Okay, when's the last time you had that tested? Oh, geez. Most people can't even tell you, and your well water can change from day to day. And we have a real life example of this. We have a reverse osmosis system that has a smart faucet showing the total dissolved solids, or the TDS, before filtration and after filtration. One of our clients lives in an area of Ontario, Canada, where she was on well water. Her pre-filtered TDS used to be around 150 parts per million. After filtration, it was down to like 1 or 2. She sent me a screenshot the other day saying, hey, my display is maxing out at like between 980 and full 999s. Something has happened to my groundwater. And so I was concerned that it was our machine wasn't doing a good enough job. She goes, no, your machine is still taking everything out. But she goes, I'm concerned because the water doesn't, smell any different, look any different. I would never have known that my groundwater changed so drastically if I didn't have a visual readout on my faucet telling me as such.
Yeah.
So a big caution to those on well water. It is untreated groundwater, and we don't live in pristine lands. I mean, unless you're living in Switzerland in the Alps, even then there's a risk something could get in there. But there's a big myth that if you're on well water, you're good. That is not the case. And city water, particularly in the United States, is so full of additional things that don't get taken out during municipal water filtration. Things like your neighbor's birth control, pesticides, heavy metals, forever chemical. Well, heavy metals, some yes, some maybe no. But what they basically are concerned with
of all the, when it comes to heavy metals, arsenic has got to be the biggest and most concerning, just due to the levels that are in our water. If you've recently been affected by fires, VOCs like benzene get into your water source. Benzene is typically something that you're going to be more worried about when it comes to breathing it in. But when fires happen, the stuff that gets burned and then goes into the water system, it becomes a pretty big problem. But like you said, the pharmaceuticals are probably the biggest, especially when it comes to municipal water. The municipal water treatment system's main purpose is to make sure that you don't get acutely ill immediately after drinking it. They don't want to be able to track it back that you got E. coli or chlorella or typhoid or something like that from their water. Other than that, it can't really be covered. Keep in mind, it's just business as usual. It's cover your ass. They're just making sure that they're covered. Outside of that, whatever happens to you, regardless of, with whatever they throw in the water or don't take out of the water, that doesn't matter to them.
Yeah. I mean, let's mechanically separate all the poop and solids. Let's put a bunch of chlorine in it to kill any bacteria, and we're good to go. And I would even argue that things like heavy metals, arsenic, and stuff like that, even though they're very damaging, they're less damaging than things like haloacetic acids on the scale
or trihalomethanes.
trihalomethanes. And if you're not sure what's in your tap water, you can go, especially for the United States. I think it only works for the USA, but
It is only in the US.
EWG.org. You put in your zip code, it'll show you a breakdown. And I guarantee you will have things that are 10 times over the limit, 50 times over the limit, 200 times over the limit. And there's even a disclaimer on that site that says that legal limits may not be safe, as many of these limits have not been adjusted in over 30 years. There's stuff in the water now that didn't exist 30 years ago. And to your point, Shane, when there's a fire, everything gets burned, right? Plastics, toxic stuff, tires, cars, that's going to get in the water system, as well as the fire retardant chemicals they used to put out the fire. When you see them spraying foam, where does that stuff go? It goes into the ground. It eventually makes it into everybody's water system. Just because water is clear does not mean it's clean. Yeah. And let's be conscious of that.
Yeah, and the funny thing about the EWG website is you're going to go in there, you're going to put your zip code in there, and you're going to be fairly shocked with the numbers that come up. And they're not even coming close to the amount of things that are actually in your water. This is just literally scratching the surface. What you'll see mostly are your haloacetic acids, trihalomethanes, arsenic, but they don't talk about pharmaceuticals. They don't talk about pesticides, herbicides. And those are, I don't think they talk about VOCs or forever chemicals either.
That's right.
So I mean, there's in our lifetime, you will always need to filter your water.
100%. Yeah. And we do also sell water filtration, high-end systems, some that have hydrogen production as well, some that just filter, some that produce acidic and alkaline water for, removing pesticides off vegetables and cleaning. So we have a wide spectrum of products. Today, we wanted to focus mainly on the full spectrum end of hydrogen. But since we're on the topic of water, I do have one more clip. I wasn't sure if we'd get to it or not, but it is in regards to tap water. And it's that same Gary Brecka interview recently on the Joe Rogan Experience. So this is what they think of city tap water.
Today should be the day that you never drink tap water again. Right?
Because I have a friend who lives in New York City. He's like, New York City has the best tap water. I said, shut the fuck up. You should never drink that shit. And I was trying to explain to him about fluoride. And it goes in one ear, out the other. You sound like a kook.
You did.
Fluoride's bad. Fluoride's good for your teeth. Like, how do you know? Why are you saying that? Do you know it's bad for you?
Yeah.
What? Fluoride's bad for you. Fluoride's associated with low IQ.
Yes.
Do you know the higher the dose of fluoride in the drinking water, the lower the town IQ is? For real.
Yeah.
People go, Garrett, come on. Why would they do that?
Yeah, it's a neurotoxin.
Right, but why are they still dumping that? Is it just some sort of a predatory relationship that the fluoride manufacturers
Well, I mean,
have?
now think of the position that they're in. You're a municipality and like, well, guys, we've been giving you this fluoridated water for 25 years and it's cancer-causing neurotoxin. We're going to go ahead and pull that out. Imagine what that would, I mean, it's public panic.
But that's real.
It's absolutely real. I got censored.
That's a whole other topic for another show, but do not drink tap water. I don't care where you live.
And do not pump hydrogen into tap water. If you have a machine that is creating hydrogen, make sure you filter your water properly. If you don't filter your water, you become the filter for your water. That cannot be emphasized enough. Your body works as a filtration system. Don't be the filtration system for whatever is in your water. And that's what I love about our filtration systems, whether it is the ionizers that are third-party tested against the 249 contaminants that they're tested against, or there's our straight full RO systems that will remove up to 0.0001 microns. And for reference point, a human hair is 50 to 70 microns. So we're talking 5 to 7 million times smaller than human hair. We're talking everything.
Yeah.
And
again, too, most reverse osmosis systems are fairly dated in their technology. Absolutely. They just simply take everything out of the water. That's good, but you do need a little bit of minerals in there. So every reverse osmosis system we also sell with a remineralization cartridge, natural minerals, not synthetic minerals like some. Again, the idea here is to improve health. We're not going to cut corners and save $50 and put some garbage in a machine that you just spent $4,000 to buy, right? So the best of the best is all we represent. We're very proud that we've developed every one of these products uniquely with our developers. They've tested it. We've tested it. Plus, every product we've used ourselves in our own life for a couple of months before we even put it on our website. Same thing like with the hair bag. It's not online yet because I want to make sure they're not a piece of junk. So Shane's using it. I'm using it. Maybe in 30 days or so, we'll be happy so far. It's great.
You can see that whether it's working or doing anything for my scalp or not, I'm fairly certain that it is because I know hydrogen does work very well transdermally. You can see there is a definite buildup of gas. And I have this connected into the hydrogen port of the Tech Pro 900. So this is full of hydrogen gas. And we'll see.
Yeah. Again, like any therapy, particularly hair, I'm taking biotin as well because I'm not losing my hair, but I don't want to lose my hair either.
Exactly.
It says right on the bottle, this is a 3 to 6 month regime before you even see any benefits. Any hair loss treatments, serums, potions, minoxidil, Rogaine, whatever. It's minimum 6 months. You need to use it before you start to see a benefit. But the idea being we get poor circulation in our scalp. We get an increase of oxidative stress, just like the cells in our body. The cells in our scalp start to become sick and the follicles die and our hair falls out.
Yep.
So by returning that cellular balance, it literally can affect every part of your body, your skin, your eyes, your organs. Your skin is your largest organ, but we don't pay much attention to that. A hydrogen bath is probably the best way. And one more thing I forgot to mention. We talked about hydrogen bath. I don't know if I showed these already.
But not only is your skin your largest organ, it's your largest detoxing organ.
That's a very good point. There are systems on the market that just do hydrogen bath only. Great big machine on the wall. You can never inhale from this. You can never drink the water. $4,500 US. Gary mentioned $7 or $8 grand for some. Here's another one that's being sold. Totally ludicrous. $14,500.
And that's on sale.
One purpose. Hey, it's on sale from 17 grand, folks. Like, please, guys, do your research before you blow stupid money. We could buy this machine for probably $2 grand from the supplier. Maybe not even. But we don't because we have other ways of accomplishing the same.
The worst part about this is the people that are going to blow that amount of money on it are usually the people that are in the most dire need for products like this. And so they'll do it. And
they think it's better because it's more money than all the rest. It must be better. Here's my credit card.
And the better it's going to be. And don't get me wrong. There's the other side to it too. There's cheap pieces of crap out there as well. And I despise those equally as much. But if you have a good product and you're making it that unattainable for the general population, that's where I have a problem.
Yeah. And shop around. We've had plenty of clients that were
100%.
Ready to go. They were ready to spend $6,500 US and for less than half the price, they got the exact same machine with more accessories. So there are some of us out there dedicated to offering the lowest price in the industry. There's some people looking to just make money. We do have a very good customer service. When you buy a product from us, you get our cell phone numbers. You can call us, text us. We could do a video chat with you to show you how to set it up and use it. We've done this. And it was just this morning, you got a message, Shane, from a lady who bought a machine that she thought was the best. She found our products and she's like, I just made a huge mistake. I literally wish I found you a day earlier. And these things do happen. These companies may not give you your money back if you change your mind. So do your due diligence.
Yeah, I know with that company, there is a 15-day return policy. So I'm going to work with her and figure that out. I don't want you to have to return products. We have return policies on our stuff, but we don't ever, that never happens because we're going to have that conversation with you and make sure that you're getting everything that you need and nothing you don't need. You're not going to get under or oversold. You're going to get helped with a solution that you need for you and your family.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, too, if you want more information on any products discussed today, there'll be a link in the description as well. You can visit Tech4Health, health.ca. We are proudly Canadian, but the bulk of our business is in the United States, Europe,
Dubai,
Australia. I mean, we sell globally. Even
That's-
Mexico, we got products in. Even with
Yep.
tariffs, we have a way to get you a product without costing 170%. So please contact us. And again, we want everybody to save a bit of money. So you use Water Guys 10 if you don't already have a discount code from one of our affiliates. That'll save you 10% store wide. And again, too, if you want to keep getting more information on hydrogen, do us a favor, subscribe to our channel, leave us your comments below. We respond to every single comment. And of course, if you like today's episode, please give us a thumbs up. It'll help us with the algorithm, and we can keep bringing you more content that you want. So with that being said, I'll give Shane the final thought before we wrap up.
Get some hydrogen in you.
Get it in you. Get it working.
Try it out. There's absolutely no reason for you to not at least try this out and see what type of difference it's going to make for your life.
Absolutely. Yeah. And any information, give us a shout. You can chat right off our website, or you can email us at info@tech4health.ca. And for that, we'll call it a day, and we'll see you all on the next one.